Traditional Sweet Recipes from Malta Volume 2, soon available at www.traditionalmaltesweets.com. Traditional Sweet Recipes, creating a small slice of Malta that feels like home.
Fl-aħħar taqsima tal-programm immorru lura fil-kċina ta' Sharon Spiteri fejn illum ser turina kif tagħmel il-qubbajt.
Now the only special piece of equipment that you need is a thermometer, whether that's a sugar thermometer. I'll be using this one here, which is battery operated, a hand mixer. I'm using my mother-in-law's hand mixer today, so thank you, Lydia. The only next thing that you'll need is a basic tray. The tray that I'm using today is 19 centimetres by 29 centimetres. Now start it by lining that with rice paper. Before you begin cooking the syrup, all of the ingredients need to be measured, and the reason for that is that the syrup cooks very quickly, so you don't want to be caught off guard. The ingredients for today are 2 1/3 cups of white sugar, 1 cup of liquid glucose, 1/3 of a cup of honey, and 2 or 3 tablespoons of water, no more than that. Now, lately I've actually been adding some lemon juice. The reason why we have lemon juice is that it prevents crystallization. Secondly, once we have the water, sugar, glucose, honey measured, we stir that once into the pot and we brush the sides of the pan with hot water with a pastry brush. Immerse your thermometer in hot water, and that's what I'm doing now. And the reason for that is that if you've got a really hot liquid, which this will get, and you immerse something cold into that, that shock of temperature difference can trigger crystallization. So we're going to boil that today to a temperature of 140 degrees Celsius. Now, if you prefer a softer nougat, you can cook that to a temperature of 135 degrees Celsius or even 130. 130 is a very soft nougat. So that's now beginning to boil, and I'm just going to repeat the point about not stirring. So we've only stirred once prior to putting it onto the heat, so we don't stir again because that can trigger crystallization. So it's just a waiting game now. Now when you're immersing your thermometer into the pan, don't touch the base of the metal pan. We're just immersing it into the liquid. The cooking process, as I said, takes a very short time. So just be patient and stay with it. Don't be tempted to move out of the zone at all. So as we're approaching the temperature that we need, you'll find that the syrup is getting golden, it's getting thicker, and you can see the bubbles. They begin to get larger and burst at a slower rate. I'll also quickly mention that once the nougat's ready, I have my prepared tray. I also have a palette knife and a scraper. Now I've already greased these with oil so that when I actually take them out of the bowl, it's going to be really easy to transfer and not be too sticky for me. Now today I'm actually wearing long sleeves, which I highly recommend, because even if you get 1 drop of syrup on you, that's going to remove your skin and burn for hours. Now that's 37.3. I'm going to beat the egg whites now. So we have our whisked whites ready to go, and my syrup cooked at 140 degrees Celsius. So just gently streaming the syrup into the egg whites. Just the last bit of syrup now. And what I also do is right towards the end, because there's quite a bit of syrup at the bottom of the pan. So what I do is I actually scoop that out, because that's measured ratio, and carry on whisking. At this point, I also like to be kind to the hand mixer, and then I start using my wide spoon. So it's just a nice gentle flicking action. Now obviously it's very hot at this moment, so the egg whites actually are still cooking. So that's going to continue to thicken as it cools. Now, can you see how that's holding its shape? Really? I'm going to immerse the nuts in there, give that a stir. And once you put the nuts in, it actually drops the temperature down because you're introducing something else to that hot mixture. It comes to a point where it's so difficult to actually mix anymore. That consistency is perfect. So because that's greased, it's going to be really easy for me to transfer that from this bowl into this tray. Can you see that? It's not sticking at all, and that's perfectly what I wanted. So scrape down the sides of the bowl. You could, if you wanted to, just overlap that and flatten it out with a palette knife, if that's how you choose to do it. Now, what I'm going to do at this point as well, I'm going to cut some rice paper for the sides of the pan. So I'm just going to smooth that out with the palette knife and allow that to cool. Once that's cooled, I can actually wrap that with cling film. It needs to rest for at least 5 to 6 hours before I can cut it and portion it how I'd like to present it. So this is a nougat that I've literally made last night. And as I said, this is half the recipe. So half the recipe produces 3 bars of nougat.
So Sharon, thank you so much for that. The smell in here was just absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
So this is the basic nougat?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
but you've got various flavours here. So what else do you have?
So we have strawberry, chocolate, pistachio, and my husband's favourite is orange and apricot. But I'd like to say with the colour variations, they can be mixed as you go along. So those who are not nut intolerant can put nuts in. If you're intolerant to nuts, obviously leave them out.
And the book is out early in 2019?
Early 2019 for Volume 2, Traditional Maltese Sweet Recipes, which I can assure you there are some great quality recipes to come.
U żgur li bħali li ma l-semmi l-qubbajt ser ikolkom memorji mill-isbaħ tal-festi tradizzjonali Maltin u Għawċin. U bekk wasalna fit-tmiem programm ieħor ta' Maltese DownUnder. Infakkarkom li nieħdu pjaċir nisimgħu minn għandkom fuq l-email tagħna maltesetv@gmail.com jew inkella permezz tal-paġna tagħna fuq Facebook. Intant inaqdu magħna bħallum ġimgħa fl-istess ħin għall-aħħar programm tal-5 ta' Ġun ta' Maltese DownUnder. Jiena Marlin ma tfadalli xejn ngħidilkom ħlif nagħtikom is-saħħa. Maltese DownUnder thanks the Malta Tourism Authority, Mayfield's Business Advisors, MPD Steak Kitchen, Maltese Pastizzi Bar and Restaurant, First National Book and Associates, Maltese Original Pastizzi Company, Smartline, and our bronze sponsors.